Oh wow, a group of terminally online politically motivated weirdos are complaining that the wife of a popular video game character is getting her own video game? That's never happened before.
Honey, don't you know I'm more than Pac-Man with a bow?
I describe the Ms. Male character trope as a female version of an already established or default male character. Ms. Male characters are defined primarily by their relationship to their male counterparts, via their visual properties, their narrative connection, or occasionally through promotional materials. This trope is of course part of a long tradition in visual storytelling. The process of creating Ms. Male characters out of pre-existing male heroes has been especially popular in animation and comic books over the past century. When the female spin-off is an exact duplicate, she is sometimes referred to as a distaff counterpart. The message is clear. Boys are the norm, girls the variation. Boys are central, girls peripheral. Boys are individuals, girls types. Boys define the group, its story, and its code of values. Girls exist only in relation to boys. With that in mind, let's come back to Ms. Pac-Man for a moment. One of the core consequences of the Ms. Male character trope is that it helps to define women by their connection to men. So despite her tagline, more than Pac-Man with a bow,
Honey, don't you know I'm more than Pac-Man with a bow?
Ms. Pac-Man's visual properties are simply an extension of Pac-Man's original design. She actually kind of is just Pac-Man with a bow. Essentially, Ms. Male characters are feminized imitations or derivative copies of already established male characters. They exist only because of and in relationship to their male counterparts. Ms. Male characters typically aren't given their own distinctive identities and are prevented from being fully realized characters who exist on their own terms. This has the perhaps unintended effect of devaluing these characters and often relegating them to subordinate or secondary status inside their respective media franchises, even when they are on rare occasion given a starring role in a spin-off or sequel. One very old and notable example of the Ms. Male character trope comes to mind. As the story goes, God made Adam in his own image and then later took a rib from Adam's side and fashioned a woman out of it to be his wife and companion. This Adam and Eve version of the creation myth reinforces a subordinate view of women. Man is cast as the original concept and source code for woman, who is derived from his body. Essentially, Eve is a sequel to Adam, just as Ms. Pac-Man was built from the body of Pac-Man who came before her. In a male-identified society like ours, men are associated and become synonymous with human beings in general. In other words, male tends to be seen as the default for the entire species. In video games, male identification manifests as a tendency for all characters to be male by default, unless there's some special reason or specific justification for women to be present in the story. Both the Smurfette principle and the Ms. Male character tropes create scenarios that reinforce a false dichotomy, wherein male is associated with the norm, while female is associated with a deviation from the norm. Both the Ms. Male character and the Smurfette principle have been normalized in gaming and in mass media more broadly. So much so that the two tropes usually pass under the radar and are often reproduced unconsciously, which is part of what makes the myths they perpetuate about women so powerful and insidious in our culture. The truth of the matter is that there's really no need to define women as derivative copies of men or to automatically resort to lazy, stereotypical, or limiting gendered signifiers when designing video game characters.
But what do I know? I'm just the messenger.